This Texas woman, meet her. Her name is Mindy Jeanette Stevens. Yeah, that's a mugshot. Frontal and side view. She's from Texas. She's the wife of a local fire chief. Keep that in mind too. She's been arrested for dumping 50 pounds of human feces on the steps of the local police department. Apparently she's fed up with this. Can't say that. But according to this affidavit, there was an officer that was watching security camera as she did this. And he wondered, what the hell is going on? Let's go to his account of what he saw. He went outside to see what was going on and discovered 3 5-gallon buckets of what appeared to be human waste. That's what the affidavit said. He saw a person in an all-white hazmat suit with a yellow mask walking back to a tan SUV with a trailer. He attempted to ask what they were doing, and the female stated that the buckets were human, that stuff, and that she was dropping them off. She then got in the vehicle and drove off. That's your prop now, bruh, is what she says. They knew exactly who she was though, maybe because she's the wife of the local fire or assistant fire chief. The supervising officer, lieutenant, reviewed the security footage and allegedly recognized the voice as being Mindy Stevens' voice. They must talk to her enough. This lieutenant also then reported the incident, and Electra Chief of Police, Terry Wooten, they contacted the Electra City Administrator, Steve Bolin, regarding the buckets of human waste. They're trying to figure out how to get this stuff out of here. So during this ensuing conversation though, Wooten explained to Bolin, who was also employed as a firefighter, what happened, and then noted that Stevens was the wife of the Electra Fire Department's assistant chief. That administrator, the city administrator, then contacted her and said, hey, you gotta get this stuff out of here. And she flatly said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. That's yours. At approximately 5:23 p.m., police called police. Bolin did. He called the police and informed them that he spoke to Stevens and that she refused to retrieve the buckets. She then allegedly told the administrator that it was not her problem, and then she was arrested and all that stuff happened. Good times. This is the thing, though. My first question, and maybe because I'm picturing the scene and I'm picturing how did this come together. And she said it's human excrement. If it's that much human poo, where did you get it from? Like, did this collect for the past 3 months? However long it takes to pile up 50 pounds of poo to drop on the doorsteps of the cops. And what did the cops do to her? Man, there's a lot more behind this story, Jessica.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she just really doesn't like the police. I don't know.
The police. I thought that's what you said.
Pigs love, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, she gave her husband a hell of a fire to put out though. I mean, we already know that there's a little bit of beef between firefighters and cops. What a crazy situation. Are people okay? Because there's a lot of other ways to get a message across. This one's just a little gross. To be able to willingly handle this, transport it. Like, would you feel comfortable driving with buckets of human excrement in your car? Because I would not. You hit one wrong turn and there's the vehicle total.
No, come on. See, these thoughts don't have to. And by the way, also say you have, if you bought like a bunch, you may go to a seafood restaurant. Maybe you go to Red Lobster and you want to drive it home. The Red Lobster smell of seafood kind of stays in your car for, I'd say, several hours. But I think 3 buckets of 50 pounds of poop just might stick a little bit longer. It might get within the seats if they're cloth as well. But there's one good aspect of this I did want to point out. The Law and Crime Network did also say about this case. Mindy Stevens was taken into custody on Thursday and charged with 1 count of illegal dumping of more than 5 pounds, but less than 500 pounds, which is a Class B misdemeanor. Those records reviewed by Law and Crime show this. Dumping of anything, does it have to be excrement? Does it have to be bodily fluids, things like that? Because I don't know how you get up to 500 pounds, but 50 is already impressive enough. I need follow-ups. I need answers. I need to understand what they did to Mindy Stevens and maybe what they did to her husband. He hasn't said anything yet either, at least from what I've read. But the poo had to get cleared up. I'm not sure who did that, whose job that was, but if it was me, I would have quit. Cause that ain't worth it. She showed up in a hazmat suit, bro. It's just how these things work.
What's interesting, she dropped it off in the bucket still.
She did what?
She didn't dump it out of the bucket. She dropped it off in the bucket. So that's really interesting. That sends a message next time it won't be in the bucket, right? Because she could have knocked the bucket over and created a whole situation for them.
She was wearing a hazmat suit. I mean, so she was protecting herself for sure.